Good evening and welcome back to another video. We start with news today, which is not very good. Quadriga CX owes customers $190 million, court filing shows. Now, we often start reading this and think, oh, well, they've done something illegal or they've stolen the funds. And unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on which way you look at it, it's none of that. It's actually private keys. Troubled Canadian crypto exchange Quadriga owes its customer $190 million and cannot access most of the funds, according to court filing obtained by CoinDesk. In a sworn affidavit filed Jan 31st with the Nova Scotia Supreme Court, Jennifer Robertson, identifies as the widow of Quadriga CX founder Jared Cotton, said the exchange owes its customers roughly 250 million Canadian dollars, which is $190 million US dollars, in both cryptocurrency and fiat. The company previously announced it had filed for creditor protection on its website, but the filing itself provides greater detail about its predicament. As of Jan 31st, 2019, there were roughly 115,000 users with balances signed up to the exchange, with 70 million Canadian dollars in fiat and 180 million Canadian dollars in crypto owed overall, according to the filing. The exchange roughly holds 26,500 Bitcoin, which is $92.3 million, 11,000 Bitcoin Cash, which is $1.3 million, and obviously because of the fork, they hold 11,000 Bitcoin Cash SV worth $707,000. And obviously the other forks would be Bitcoin Gold, which is 35,000, which is roughly $352,000, nearly 200,000 Litecoin, 6.5 million, and about 430,000 Ether, which is $46 million worth, totaling $147 million, according to the affidavit. And what actually happened? So, I think this is his spouse, Jennifer Robertson. She added that Cotton held sole responsibility for handling the funds and coins. The remaining team members had no luck accessing the exchange's cold wallet since. There's some possibility that Quadriga's funds are being stored in other exchanges, though this has not been confirmed. So the actual main person responsible for the cold storage keys died of Crohn's disease in Jaipur, India, in early December 2018. The exchange announced his death earlier this month. A death certificate was included in the list of exhibits. So what is the actual issue here? They've stored it on a local wallet or a ledger, and nobody knows the keys. Nobody knows the private keys to get into this money. So basically, we're sitting with $190 million, and obviously 150 or 147 million of that is actually in crypto. So now you can note down where they actually do find this. I don't know how they're going to figure out the private key. It's not something you can just guess. But there's 26,500 Bitcoin possibly lost forever. 200,000 Litecoin lost forever, and 430,000 Ether lost forever. Obviously, I'm constantly harping on about store your keys offline, but you also on the back of this need protection in terms of who else are you going to bring into the conversation about what your holdings are. Now, for example, if you're holding 100 Bitcoin on a ledger and you have a partner, or you're married, or you have someone you can trust, or someone of a legal responsibility, then there's a possibility, in my opinion, that they should be brought into the conversation just in case. Now, for example, if you're a couple and you have a child, and the male or female singularly only knows about the details about the ledger, or your private keys, or your passwords, and you were unfortunately to pass away, that's now lost. If you had 100 Bitcoin, even 10 Bitcoin, even 1 Bitcoin, on the basis that we're talking about prices which will be in the future, that money will be lost forever. You can't just guess the PIN number depending on who it is, and you can't definitely guess the phrases of the ledger. And for example, on a hardware wallet like Exodus, it's not easy to remember, guess a password unless you're using quantum physics or something, or you're a very good hacker. So think about, again, that you are storing your details, your currency offline, majority of it, but also, in my opinion, whether you have a backup just in case something was to happen to you, unfortunately. And it's got me thinking about, if I'm keeping stuff offline or wherever, what I do with my currency. Who else have actually talked about this? And, you know, I guess we're probably people listening all guilty of the same thing. So, very interesting. Unfortunately, not good for this family who potentially have got, sound like almost like a family-run business actually, but this is the vulnerabilities of crypto, and we all need to be aware of them. Now, if you're putting your money on exchange, I don't know what protection they've obviously probably got some insurances which they have to pay out, but it's $147 million insurance. They might have to file for bankruptcy, wherever happens, I don't know. But always know your money is, don't store majority of your money on exchanges. I've said it time and time again. I've not heard of this. Must be a Canadian only or Canadian based, customers based sort of crypto exchange. I've not seen it listed anywhere, but know your money is, keep an eye on it, and in my opinion, store it where your private keys are. That you hold the private keys. Anyway, let's move on. So a cute photo of a teddy bear, but the article does not very cute. Bitcoin is now officially the longest bear market ever. Oh, great. Thank you. Bitcoin has officially entered the longest stretch of declining prices in its 10-year history. The world's oldest and most valuable cryptocurrency achieved an all-time high of $19,794 on December 17, 2017, on the CoinDesk Bitcoin Price Index has printed a series of lower price highs ever since, making second FebSec, as per UTC time, the 411th consecutive day prices have been in a decline. As such, Bitcoin's latest stretch surpasses the duration of the infamous 2013-2015 Bitcoin bear market, which spanned 410 days from its price high to low. Great. Well done, Bitcoin. Well done, crypto. But it's not really your fault, and I'll explain why. I don't need to continue reading. We obviously know the gist of the story. We're in a bear market in terms of declining prices over 411 days. It's over a year. The difference between 2013 to 2015 bear market is 2013 you had the Mt. Gox issue, or around that time, and obviously everybody panicked and everybody started to sell crypto and people were entering the market. Where we have now is a suppressed price by major corporations, I think, personally, in my opinion, to purposely keep the price of Bitcoin down so more people can enter. And I keep saying it, and other people keep saying it, Grayscale and Fidelity and Goldman Sachs. Sorry, I had to take some water there. Keep buying up crypto. So, why they keep buying up? Don't look at the price. Look at the news. What's happening in the news? Who keeps talking about Bitcoin? Why is Bitcoin keeps appearing on CNBC and CNN, and Bloomberg talk about it, and Goldman Sachs will do a research paper on it, and Barclays will talk about it. They're all pushing the price down to get it on and down to this bottom price, and then expect people to jump into the market. Now, if they ever decide to do OTC, showing on the exchanges like price indexes like CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko or CoinPaprika, where it may be, then you will see the true extent of how much is being bought. Now, obviously, we don't know how much is being bought and traded daily because it's all OTC. What's happening? And does declining prices scare me? No. It doesn't scare me one bit. I'm not going to sell my Bitcoin. It's a long-term run of my currency, just like it is with other currencies I do hold, whether it be Ethereum, XRP, or Monero or Dash, wherever it may be. I'm not looking to sell at any point. We will go back into a bull run. When is that? Nobody knows. Will that happen? Yes. Remember 2008 crisis? They had a 10-year bull run, pushed up by the Fed, and this is being pushed down by larger institutes. We need more maturity in the market, and once we get that, we will have no issue of when people sell off 10,000 or 100,000 Bitcoin, it won't touch the way it's touching the market now. Now, if somebody sells, 10,000 Bitcoin, there's also a bit of a panic in the market, and we can look at it now. So obviously, 25 volume is 4.8 billion. Now, once we get to a Bitcoin market cap of 800 billion on its own, or $1 trillion by itself, then sales of 10,000 or people trying to push or do sell orders or negative buys or hedging against Bitcoin, it won't affect it as much as the people buying it, because they'll have a strong market cap, it'll have strong volume. If we look at Bitcoin's volume, in 2017, we're trading at 4.8 billion right now, right? So if you look at its volume in 2017, can I go back to 2017? I said year to date. Sorry. You would see the massive difference in volume. So you've got volume of, when it peaked, of around, and this is, mind you, just Bitcoin, $19 billion, right, when it peaked. Even after that, it started coming down, but even when it was at 17,000, it dropped to 14. You still got over $10 billion worth of trade volume. And at the moment, we're half of that, and from this all-time high, we are, a quarter of that. So once we get into 20, 30, 40, $50 billion worth of volume doing just for Bitcoin, then you will be able to have, or we will be out of a bear market. At the moment, we can't go anywhere until we get some good news, and we would wait for information to come out, and everything's really going to start in March. I keep saying in March is when I expect us to go on a bull run. February is not going to be anything special. I can't see anything happening. Today's the 3rd of Feb. Obviously, it's a weekend. Tomorrow will be the 4th. I don't see us moving out of a bear market until March, and that'll probably be March 15th. I'm predicting. So let's see what happens. I'm basing that on the fact that we hopefully do expect to have Fidelity's crypto exchange launched. We have Backed launched. We have more news. Again, don't want to keep talking about an ETF, and others will follow suit. And obviously, if states like Wyoming are making cryptocurrency currency, as in legalized currency, and other people start doing it, then you will start getting more liquidity and cash flow in the market in terms of transactions, I should say. And once that happens, then this will be something we'll look back on fondly and say, this is what we had to go through to get to these prices. But yeah, I don't think February will, unfortunately, break its cycle, and it won't be a very good month, I don't think. I expect Bitcoin prices to go lower before going higher, and we're still hovering around $3,400 to $3,500. We're slightly down today. We need to get down to this bottom. If we're going to bottom at 3,000, we need to get to that bottom, and I expect it to happen in Feb. Bold claims, but I'm predicting that March is when we're going to start a bull run, only because from the information we have to hand, as long as nothing else gets delayed, March will start. And also, whether it's relevant or not, we've got Chinese New Year coming up, and traditionally people do pull out the market at that point. A lot of people go on holidays, they want to take some fiat out and want to spend it or give it out to family and relatives for Chinese New Year. It happened last year. Whether it had that much effect on that or whether it was just media pushing it down, we'll see. However, we are hopeful as always, and we are always stay holding our currency. Anyway, let's move on. So I'll end with something which is more close to home. UK public transport provider partners with crypto startup for loyalty program. Major United Kingdom public transport provider Go Ahead Group PLC is partnering with blockchain startup DOVU, or was it DOVU, to introduce a tokenized reward system for real customers, TechCrunch reported. Listed on the FTSE 250, an index of the first, I don't know how we get that one, it is. Go Ahead provides over 1 billion rail and bus journeys in the UK every year, as well as being the largest bus service operator in London. The group's service reportedly account for around 30% of all UK train passengers' journeys. DovU is now set to roll out its blockchain-based rewards platform, which uses a native ERC20 token (DOV) on Go-Ahead's widely used Thameslink and Southern Rail services. The crypto-powered incentivization scheme will reward members for sharing their travel data with a focus on the first and last legs of commuter's journey. DovU COO and co-founder Krishna Milevia has proposed the tokenized system will provide go-ahead with actionable data that can boost efficiency and improve services. Alongside encouraging data sharing, the platform will reportedly be used to reward commuters with tokens for changes to their travel behavior, although the exact nature of such changes is not indicated in DovU's post. As reported, DovU has previously partnered with major automotive manufacturer BMW on a tokenized reward system that encourages drivers to track mileage on their leased vehicles. So, I guess this is similar to something I might have spoken about a while ago. The Brave browser using BAT, which is Basic Attention Token, as a reward system for, in that instance, is watching adverts. But this is, it's going to be providing information or allowing information to be provided for routing, I guess, which might help with congestion and human traffic flow. Because obviously they want to know about start and end journeys. So they probably want to focus on about the first and last leg of commuter's journeys. The last leg meaning if they're getting on another train to get to the last destination, and then I suppose they can map out and make it more efficient, the train system. Now, depending on how much they tokenize, how much they give out, Dov, I've not actually heard of this. Is actually even on the exchange. Yes, there's DovU. So it trades as 0.004 of a US dollar. Supply is quite low. Volume is very, very low. Let's see what it peaked in. Wow, that actually hit $1 in January 2018. So it's taken a massive hit. So interesting project. Interesting to see what happens to this currency and whether it does anything with it. Others follow suit. Now, obviously, Thameslink and Southern Rail are two major, massive, if you don't live in the UK, rail systems, and you've probably got millions of customers who use this service every year. So if they're obviously going to tokenize this, depending on how much people want to share the information, travel data, depending on who you are and how you feel about privacy, then you could add a lot of liquidity into the market for Dov. Obviously, if they're going to give everybody, let's just say they give everybody one Dov, and even 10%, let's just say maybe 500,000 people were given Dov every, I don't know how they're going to do it, let's say every month. That would massively increase liquidity for this crypto token itself and also increase prices. So interesting to see. There isn't much information about when this is going to start or when how do you sign up for this, because I know people who use these services who potentially would be interested in providing information. So I'll leave the news there. I just want to have a quick look at the market, where we're sitting. Down about 1 billion from yesterday. Not that exciting in Sunday news in terms of what's happening in the market. I think it's fairly. Let's go back. My internet connection decided to just break. Let's just go back this way. Oh, no, it's gone to Google now. Let's type in coin. Market cap. Oh, okay. We'll leave it without looking at it. No, there we go. It's come up very, very slowly. Maybe there's some maintenance work going on, but I think it was at $3,473. I think is from what my memory serves me. Oh, 76 now. It's gone up a little bit. XRP's running stable at 30 cents from the news about Swift and R3. and everything else is fairly a 1% up or 0.5% down. Nothing major to report. What's in the biggest gainers for the 24 hours? Let's have a look. This website's very, very slow. Well, I guess I'll leave it there. This is going to change. Or I could do something which will speed things up by pausing it. Voila, there we go. So MadeSafe coin up. A project which was very had a lot of hype behind it a couple of years ago in 2017. Hasn't done much, and it's up 6%. Steam constantly goes up and then goes down like everything else in terms of fluctuation. Waves up there. I've not really looked at Waves too much, but it seems to be doing quite well, and nothing else I really noticed. EOS is up 1%. 25 volume. Oh wow, Aurora down 12%. So look at this. Climbs and dips. Interesting time to buy then, possibly. Stratus, X again, usual contenders for the drops. Anyway, let's hope tomorrow's a good day. I'll leave it there. Have a lovely evening to your weekend and enjoy your week at work or wherever you're going to be next week. Goodbye and good night. I'll see you in the next video.